So get this. At CES 2026, Ford gets on stage and makes an announcement that sounds, well, kind of impossible. They promised a fully electric, self-driving pickup truck for just $30,000. Now, this wasn't just another car reveal. This was a massive gamble that could either completely change the game for Ford or, become another big promise they just can't keep. Okay, let's dive into what's really going on here. At the very heart of this huge bet is this one simple but really powerful idea from Doug Field, one of Ford's top executives. Autonomy shouldn't be a premium feature. Think about that. This isn't just some clever marketing slogan. It's a whole new philosophy. They want to democratize this tech, to get it into the hands of everybody, not just people who can afford a super high-end luxury car. And here's the kicker. They're not starting with some fancy sedan. No. They are aiming this revolution right at the heart of the American car market, the pickup truck. We're talking an affordable, electric, self-driving truck. I know, it sounds a little bit like science fiction, right? But Ford is betting the farm that this is their path to survival, which really begs the question, why are they making such a huge promise right now?
Well, the answer, it really comes down to the tough spot the company's in financially. See, this incredible promise wasn't born from some flash of genius in a boardroom. It was forged in a crisis, a nearly $20 billion crisis to be exact.
Just a few weeks before that big announcement, Ford had to publicly admit to a staggering $19.5 billion loss related to its EV business. This wasn't just a bad quarter. This was Ford holding up its hands and basically saying that their entire strategy for electric vehicles up to this point had failed, and failed in a huge way. And when you unpack that massive number, the details are pretty jaw-dropping. We're talking $8.5 billion in asset write-downs. Their EV division, called Model E, lost $5 billion in 2024 alone. They even had to cancel the next version of the all-electric F-150 Lightning and admit they probably won't make a profit on EVs until 2029. So, yeah, this radical new plan was born from some serious pressure. So if you're Ford and your back is against the wall like that, what's your next move? Well, their answer is a complete reinvention. They've come up with a new plan that's really built on three key ideas: making their factories radically more efficient, bringing all their tech in-house, and taking a giant leap forward in self-driving. Now, how in the world do you hit that $30,000 price tag? Well, it all starts with how you actually build the truck. It hinges on something they call the Universal Electric Vehicle Platform, or UEV. And this isn't just a minor tweak, it's a total redesign for insane efficiency. We're talking 20% fewer parts, 40% fewer workstations on the line. This is how you win on cost, not by making things cheap, but by completely reinventing how you build them. Then there's the tech inside. Instead of buying it from other companies, Ford is building the vehicle's brain itself. This one central computer will handle everything, from your music to the self-driving systems. They're also launching an AI assistant that sounds genuinely useful. Beyond just asking for directions. You could take a picture of some lumber at the hardware store, and the AI could use Ford's data to tell you if it'll actually fit in the truck. That's pretty cool. But the real headline grabber, the thing that everyone is talking about, is the promise of Level 3 autonomy. Now, I know we hear these levels thrown around all the time, and it can get confusing. But the jump from Level 2, which a lot of cars have today, to Level 3, it's a game changer. It's the difference between a car that helps you drive and a car that drives for you. So here's the most important part to understand. Level 3 means eyes off. In certain situations, like on an approved highway, you can literally take your eyes off the road. You can read a book, watch a show, whatever. But here's the real game changer. When that system is on, the legal responsibility, the liability, shifts from you, the driver, to the car company, in this case, Ford. That completely changes what it means to be in a car. Let's just put it side by side to make it super clear. With today's Level 2 systems, it's hands-off, sure, but your eyes have to stay on the road. You are always responsible. With Level 3, it's both hands-off and eyes-off. The car is responsible. This is why it's such a huge legal deal, and why companies like Mercedes have had to get special permission from states like Nevada and California just to turn their systems on. Okay, so you knew there had to be a catch, right? Well, here it is. That amazing Level 3 self-driving tech won't be standard on the $30,000 base model. It's going to be an optional extra that you pay for. Ford hasn't said how much yet, but just for some perspective, Mercedes charges about $2,500 a year for its system. So while the truck itself is cheap, the full self-driving experience will definitely cost you more. To really get what Ford's trying to do here, you have to see it in context. And that means looking at what their oldest and biggest rival, General Motors, is up to. Because, see, GM is also racing towards level 3 autonomy, but their strategy could not be more different.
And right here is where you see this huge philosophical battle for the future. Ford is going from the bottom up. They're trying to democratize the tech, starting with a $30,000 truck. GM is doing the exact opposite. They're going top down, debuting their system on the Cadillac Escalade IQ, which starts at more than $127,000. One is a trickle-down approach, the other is a revolution from the ground up. Which brings us to this big historical question. Ford's own CEO has called this the company's new Model T moment. And what he means is that real innovation isn't just about inventing something new, it's about making it affordable for everyone. So the question is, are we watching history repeat itself right now?
And they are not wasting any time. Their timeline is seriously ambitious. The AI assistant is supposed to launch this year. The truck itself, built on that new platform, is planned for 2027. And then the really big one, the Level 3 eyes-off driving, is supposed to debut in 2028. All the pieces are on the board, and the clock is ticking. So, in the end, we're left with this one massive question. Is this Ford's new Model T moment, where they change the world by making incredible technology available to millions? Or is this just a desperate Hail Mary from a company that just admitted its last plan was a $20 billion failure? The stakes, honestly, could not be higher. So there you have it, the incredible promise, the financial crisis that's forcing their hand, and the game-changing tech they're hoping will save the day. The next few years are going to tell us the whole story. It's going to be fascinating to watch. Thanks so much for diving into this with me.